China's youth has started saying no to the People's Liberation Army, the armed wing of Xi Jinping's Chinese Communist Party. China's over-pampered single kids dubbed little emperors are simply too fragile to endure the rigors of military service. And then PLA's undignifying service conditions don't motivate them either. All CCP plans to make Chinese youth join the PLA, including forcing Tibetans to join the military and creating biologically advanced super soldiers, have failed. So, now the CCP has come up with a new plan, naming and shaming youngsters who abandoned the Chinese People's Liberation Army. China's state-owned media house Global Times, which serves as a CCP mouthpiece, has published a report about two such young Chinese men who deserted the PLA. The two Chinese youngsters hailing from South China's Guangxi Chuang Autonomous Region will now be listed as dishonest persons. And what is their fault? They rejected worthless Chinese military service. Global Times also stated that as per local media, the two youngsters will be prohibited from employment for an indefinite period of time. The CCP mouthpiece reported about one man surnamed Yang from Tiannei County and another surnamed Liao from Huanjiang Maonan Autonomous County, Guangxi. It also stated that Yang was enlisted by the armed forces in September but developed a strong resistance to discipline, normal education, training and management in the barracks and requesting to leave many times. He was discharged last month. Liao too got enlisted in September but failed to endure the PLA service conditions and got discharged. As per the Chinese state media outlet, the two men will be banned from employment in all companies, government bodies, associations and schools in the region and cannot be recruited as civil servants. They will also be exposed by local television stations for a month, starting Friday. Apart from being rendered untouchable, the CCP authorities are also going to impose fines on Yang and Liao to the tune of 33,000 yuan and 32,376 yuan respectively. So, what is Xi trying to do here? From the scaring tone that Global Times has used, it seems that the Chinese president is trying to issue a warning to Chinese youngsters. Chinese PLA troops have actually been becoming a subject of ridicule. The one-child policy in the communist nation has made Chinese families insecure about their child since there's only one. As such, millions of children grew up believing they were little emperors. These kids have grown into youngsters with problems like excessive masturbation and addiction to video games, which makes them unfit for playing the role of a disciplined and tough soldier. No wonder a batch of Chinese PLA troops was found crying hysterically en route Tibet to commit human rights violations and take on the Indian army along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh sector. But the PLA's woes aren't limited to the supply side. It also faces demand side problems. PLA service isn't honorable. In fact, the PLA is hardly a military force. PLA is the armed wing of the CCP and its recruits usually serve as Xi's personal henchmen. The misery of PLA veterans also drives China youth away from military service. There is no standard pension for retired Chinese soldiers. As per a Chinese dissident Jian Li Yang, veterans find themselves left at the mercy of corrupt local bureaucracy by the CCP, which makes them feel like donkeys slaughtered after they are too old to work a grindstone. China's youth is simply not ready to end up like the unfortunate PLA veterans. So, Xi Jinping has a message for them. Serve in the military or else my authorities will undignify you and make strong examples out of your misfortune.